Welcome back, everyone, to the Tower Project. It's Saturday morning, and you know what that means. It's siege time. And here we're coming at you with a beautiful and extremely competitive 1v3 siege. Let's watch this beautiful musket volley. There we go. And I am defending this wonderful Middle Eastern citadel with the armies of Venice. And against me are not one, not two, but three attacking armies. There you can see the results of that beautiful salliot musket fire. The first of the attacking armies being commanded by Haru the Rogue, bringing England. I will put his army on screen now. And of course, some Spanish reinforcements coming to the English aid, sent by the Broken Wall. Sent by the one and only Lavernicus. Lavernicus, for anyone who doesn't play online very much, Lavernicus is one of the best players out there, and he is commanding one of the best factions, Spain. His army will be on screen. The final attacking force being led again by another extremely talented player, Vaina, the Doge of Venice, and he is commanding not Venice, but Hungary. And so three armies surround this Middle Eastern fortress, and it is my sole duty and responsibility to hold the fortress against all odds. Let's take a look at some more of this wonderful salliot play, bringing my muskets super far out, and we're going to continue to get some volley fires against the English knights. Cavalry coming in. Let's zoom out for some wonderful cav play action. You'll see I'm also sending out to reinforce my cavalry, a unit of Venetian heavy infantry about to come out of that gate here soon to support me in this cavalry fight. 3 cav against 2. I don't want to get my muskets killed. Just showing you guys some nice cinematics here. Got one cavalry engagement going on. My general, not my general, this is my other general's bodyguard. And here you can see I'm screening out his cavalry with those Venetian heavy infantry. But look at this beautiful play by Lavernicus. You can see just how skilled of a player he is, shooting through the gap that I made. Just barely missing. Oh, my general charges too late. Perfect charge into my muskets. And now it's going to come down to whether or not they can escape. I managed to start running them away very effectively, but look at how he just keeps chasing through. He just keeps pressing. My general coming in to try to hold him, but they're just aggressively clicking through. And there he is getting attacks, killing more of my muskets. Look at the amount of micro that's being employed here by all parties. Was able to screen out that other English knight, get him killed with my Venetian heavy infantry. But you can see they are just making it impossible for me to get these muskets away. And here we are, taking down the last of the Spanish cavalry. English cavalry is now routing off the field, with the exception of this unit who came back. Let's go take a look at some of the enemy formations while there's a short lull in the action. Actually, there's not quite a lull in the action yet. Spanish cavalry coming in for another charge on the Venetian heavy infantry. Oh, but they just barely clipped the back. So I managed to negate what could have been a devastating charge there by Lavernicus, and just look at the incredible amount of micro that comes out just as soon as this battle starts. This is what we call extremely high-level competitive play here at Medieval 2. Cavalry running everywhere, muskets, footmen, everything just running around in circles trying to charge each other and get the better position, and I have to deal with all three of them at once. Huge, huge challenge for me. You can see Hungary over here just taking his time, slow and steady, bombarding the walls, making breaches. I'm going to try to keep the camera work a little bit smoother, but it is going to be hard sometimes because there's just going to be so much going on in this battle. Now I'm going to stay with you guys, but we are going to speed it up just a little bit. You can see I managed to chase down the last of Lav's cavalry there. I'm probably going to call him Lav a lot in this battle. Lav being the term everyone calls him online for Lavernicus. So if you hear Lav, I'm referring to Lavernicus there as Spain. So here you can see I've got quite a bluff going on the first wall. I've got basically every unit I have garrisoning the front wall. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm making the attackers waste their cannon fire on the first wall. I'm making them destroy those walls, destroy those towers. I'm not just going to give up the first wall and hold the second. I'm going to make them work for every inch that they take of this castle. And just speeding it up here a little bit, you can see the broken walls there coming down. But man, what a sally out attack. That must have been one of the most tense micro situations that I've been in. And here you can see all the walls coming down. I wish there were a way to cut these out. If anyone knows that, let me know in the comment section, a way to cut out those cutscenes there. As you can see, this is a very long battle. I even skipped through the entire deployment phase, and we're still barely a fifth of the way through this battle. So the other big part of that is there's really not a lot of big lulls in the fighting. This is basically an hour plus of nonstop action. So more than likely, I'm going to be sticking with you guys through the vast majority of this battle. I doubt there's going to be much cutting because there's just so much action to try to take in here. Now, you can see my positioning here. I've got these muskets sitting way back here. Eventually, I'm going to start to move them up, and they're going to come up to this hill, and that's going to allow them to bring suppressive fire down. I'm starting to run all of my infantry back, so here's my retreat. Once I'm allowed to here from this cutscene, I'll slow it down. You can see I sent the cavalry out to screen my retreat here from Hungary, make sure nobody could run up and catch my men while they're falling back. But you can see all my armies are in full retreat back to the second wall now. So as soon as I saw the enemy moving up, I took my men back, because the last thing I wanted to do was get units cut off in this first wall. Nice cannonball came through here from Hungary. Was able to hit a whole line of Venetian heavy infantry there. And I've got one unit of feudal knights sitting back here, just trying to hold a couple of these towers, garrison those towers so I get the arrow shots. And over here from England, we can see more just slow and steady play. He's got those two breaches there. He's brought his culverin back, and he's just waiting for an opening to move up and begin to assault the first wall. Speed it up a little bit here until the wall fight actually begins in proper. But let's zoom back over to this side. Get a nice panoramic view. You can see Lav sending some cav over to the Hungary side. Hungary sending some cav over. They're both trying to screen out this cavalry unit, my general, the general's bodyguard unit that I sent out there, trying to screen them out. Now, I was not really hoping for them to actually do anything there. I just wanted to test their micro. A lot of the times I'll do that. I'll send the cavalry out just to see if they're going to respond to it and force them to have to be working their brain over in that area. Because if I have a cav sitting out here, they have to pay attention to that. And while their brain is working over there, focused on my cav, I can be doing stuff over here on the other side of the battle where they're not paying attention. And you'll see I'm about to do that very shortly here with my general sitting out over there. Let's keep an eye here on the first wall. Just 6 times speeding it here through the last phases here of the bombardment. Here you can see my cavalry going to run over to the side there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send both of my cavalry over to the English side. Let's check out my general play here, as I believe he begins to exit the gate very shortly. Actually, I think I wait a little bit longer for England to move up a little bit more here. But a little bit of play going on here. A beautiful move by Hungary, catching my general's bodyguard. So he used the exact tactic that I was talking about to you guys, where he had my micro focused on the other part of the battle when he sent his cav and was able to snag a few of my general's bodyguard. So you can see all the players in this battle are very talented players. So there is no room for error. But now I'm going to counter that. I'm going to send my cav this way, drawing his micro around here. Well, look at this. General's bodyguard coming out the other side of the map, screening out England. I'm seeing how he's reacting. He moves his cavalry up to counter my general. And I'm just going to keep my general out here looking for an opening against the English army. Alright, check this out. So this is what I was talking about with the muskets. I was able to run them up here, and I got a couple of beautiful volleys off here on the crossbowmen, killing about 9 or 10 of them, and then was able to get out of range before they could return fire. That's the power of the muskets. One little thing a lot of people don't realize about muskets, compared to Pavis crossbowmen have a range of 160, which is what the game terms as a quote-unquote long-range missile. But muskets actually have a range of 180. So muskets can slightly outrange Pavis crossbowmen. It's just slight, but they can still do it. Let's run over here to the English side. Now England managed to rout my other general's bodyguard, and they're going to kill him down almost to a man. I managed to get one man to retreat back to the castle center. But while that was going on, I had my general over here killing his feudal knights, and I'm just looking for a beautiful place to charge. I don't see an opening against England. There's too much cav over here, too many archers. I can't afford to lose any more cavalry, so General's bodyguard going to head back into the castle. Now, another part of the strategy that I'm employing here, as they're attempting to take the inside of this first wall, I'm not just giving up that territory. You can see I've got muskets out here firing volleys out into these crossbowmen, getting more casualties. I'm making them fight for every inch that they take. But here, huge disaster on my gameplay. Hungary's cavalry catches my general. Here he is fighting valiantly. Oh, but he dies. I lose my general early on in the battle. Disaster strikes the Venetian defense. And at this point, I realize that I'm running my cavalry back. What a horrible disaster that could have befallen the Venetian army. But here, that one general's bodyguard that came back, it's a nice charge against these Pavis crossbowmen, helping to screen them out so I can get my muskets back here into the battle. And you're watching here some more beautiful cav play. And you're going to see Hungary starting to screen me out with his cavalry, Lavernicus bringing his cavalry in, and there's going to be some more of that amazing cav play in the inner part of this first wall. Crossbowmen moving up. They're going to take a volley from my muskets. That brings them down to wavering. General coming in, and I rout one of Hungary's crossbowmen right there. We better slow this down. It's going too fast. We're still not even halfway through the battle after all that speeding up. Hungarian cavalry here backing up his own men. And check this out. With that last general's bodyguard I have him sitting right here behind the corner so he can garrison that tower. So that tower is going to keep shooting, and there's no way for them to hit that cavalry. So that's getting the absolute most value out of every unit that I have. Even though I've only got one horse left, I can still get him to generate value for me on the battlefield. As long as you have men left, you can still fight in Medieval 2. The remnants of the Venetian general's bodyguard, they failed tremendously at their task to protect my general, but my general died a hero of Venice, cutting down several of the Hungarian bodyguard before he fell himself. His bodyguard, however, was not willing to give their lives for him, apparently. But they will sell their lives dearly in this siege, now attempting to recover their lost honor. And here we go, a little bit of bombardment going on as they begin to take out the second layer of walls here. And you can see my defense put up here in the second layer. Pavis crossbowmen right where I want them on the walls. Same deal over on that side. Muskets ready to fire. And the last unit of Pavis crossbowmen over here. Was trying to slow it down so it wouldn't get so choppy. But there's always, like I say, there's always going to be a little bit of that when the walls come down.
The enemy must get no further.
My mortar batteries, having not quite yet opened up, But I do have 2 mortar batteries sitting back here in the second layer, Caracho standard, and you can see the rest of my defense spread out over the second layer there. Welcome back, everyone. We did make a little bit of a cut there. You can see we cut out a few thousand timer units on the battle. I'm not sure exactly what to call those, but we progressed a few thousand points there into the battle. So here I've got some Pavis crossbowmen advanced out through the second wall. Now, you guys did not miss a single bit of action, just missed the bombardment of this wall. So Pavis crossbowmen out, got a few good shots off here on the English there, as you can see. And my muskets, I moved up to the top here, and they're taking some pod shots down at these Hungarian troops. You can see they've actually managed to kill a few. Another little pro tactic here, you can see my muskets, they can't fire very well at this first unit, but as you can see, they can hit this second unit very well. You can see they killed 3 or 4 men right there, so able to use my muskets like sniper rifles, taking those Pavis crossbowmen out. Just trying to do everything I can to make it as hard for this combined allied force to take my castle. So some more Pavis crossbowmen play over here against England. Some beautiful angles going down there. And I'm able to, oh, look at that. I'm able to take quite a lot of the English culverin down. Not really going to mean anything now because they've already taken out a lot of my walls. But it's still soldiers that I'm killing, and every man counts in a battle like this. You can see my cavalry still holding these 2 towers. Hungary being pushed back by my suppressing musket fire there from the top of the gate. And let's watch. Here we go. We've got some counter Pavis crossbowmen being moved up by the Doge of Venice. And getting some good shots in by my Pavis crossbowman. He's getting some good counter shots, but look at this charge coming in by that one general's bodyguard that escaped. Here he is coming in on the charge. Boom! Right into the Hungarian crossbowman. Charges and runs out of there before the cavalry can react to that. And this is what I was talking about. You're going to see a lot more of this really high-level cavalry play from all the players involved in this battle. So now I've got, again, more missiles coming out of the wall, skirmishing against the attackers. Again, the strategy here is you don't want to give up an inch without making them fight for it. Because it's not just about the fact that I'm killing his men, but look, they're all getting tired. They haven't even started the fight in the second wall, but they're having to respond and run and move and counterplay their units against mine. And so their units are getting tired before they fight in the second wall. Now, of course, mine are getting tired too, but that's a trade I'm willing to make because my men, I don't have to worry so much about morale. I can just go back to the town center and return to the fight. On their end, there's no town center for them to rally back to. A little bit of speeding up here. And we're just kind of flirting around with each other with these missile units. Everyone looking for the best placement, and that just shows you how determined everyone is to win this battle. Everyone is turning and wheeling and trying to get the best angles and deny the right angles for other people. Muskets shooting through that gap, getting some beautiful sniper fire on those crossbowmen. Every man counts in a battle like this. You can see the percentages are super close. 9% of my army dead, 12% of their army dead. Only a 3% difference between the casualties inflicted. Hungarian crossbowmen breaking. Pavis crossbowmen sticking around, though. Going to start firing through those gaps. And I've got my crossbowmen up here, elevated, shooting down on the English army. Going to be a couple of these little speed ups until the next little blip of action occurs. You can see I'm flirting around with my cavalry a little bit more there. And we've got the Spanish siege tower armada moving up here in beautiful column formation there before us. Hungary moving up along the other corridor here. Here's that general's bodyguard coming in for another charge. Let's see how he does. Charge bonus activated. Charge in. Get him. Oh, look at that. Another beautiful charge into those Pavis crossbowmen. Look at how much value this one general's bodyguard is generating for him. Charges in and gets out of there before the cavalry can respond. And just that charge took that unit down to 32 men. Here it is, another charge coming in. He charges again, killing even more of them. That one guy has basically killed that entire crossbow unit. He is the hero of this Venetian defense. He realized the other general had fallen, and he has taken up the commandership of the Venetian defense of this castle. But alas, it is not to remain forever. As he goes in for a valiant charge against the English army, he himself is snipered down by the Hungarian crossbowmen. So 2 Venetian heroes already lay fallen upon the field of battle. And again, the Spanish siege tower armada pushing up slowly through the streets of my castle, providing perfect missile defense for his units. So many high-level strategies being employed in this battle, it's almost impossible to cover them all. Mortar batteries still haven't opened up fire yet. I'm trying to save all the ammo for when I need them. Lav using his crossbow as general's bodyguard, bringing them up very close to the walls, trying to screen out and provide a screen for his crossbowmen. There we go, mortar batteries. Oh no, that wasn't the mortar batteries. That was my Caraccio standard being destroyed. Now, here's another pro strategy that was employed here. This Caraccio standard was not destroyed by accident. I put it there for a reason. A lot of the times attackers will line their crossbowmen up right against these walls to get crossfire into my defenders sitting inside the wall here. But because this Caraccio standard is here, he's going to have a much harder time shooting through the gap, getting kills on my men. Cavalry engagement coming out here on the other side. But basically, I use this Caraccio standard like attackers will use siege towers as shields. So this little Caraccio standard is my shield against arrow fire. You will see in the battle, it's going to stop a lot of crossbow fire and save a lot of Venetian lives. So I managed to rout off Lavernicus's cavalry, but the Hungarian cavalry is swift on my tail. Ooh, 1 down from crossbow fire, 2 down from crossbow fire. I am down to 2 cavalry left in my entire army. Mortar is now opening up. Repositioning that mortar. This mortar about to fire. Oh, nope, they're just getting loaded up. Both mortars just beginning the firing process there. Cavalry play out here, though. I ran my cavalry in, whipped around to here, and now I have a good angle on the English army. Although it looks like I've got some Pavis crossbowmen in my sight here. Let's see how it goes. Another beautiful charge coming in. Boom! Just wrecking a path right through those Pavis crossbowmen. And they break off the field. Now look at this Hungarian cavalry chasing mine. It's going to come down to who can micro the best here to see who can get their cavalry out. Charge coming in on the Spanish dismounted chivalric knights. Getting a couple of kills there and then running out and avoiding the Hungarian cavalry. Look at that crazy micro that is being employed by both sides here. Oh man, it's so so close.
Military genius can bring us victory from this disgrace.
Let's follow the cavalry around here a little bit. Oh, he's going to go back inside. You can see my crossbow's position there. Let's double speed it while we have an opportunity here. And just look at all the damage that the few horsemen I was able to retain after that initial fight. Look at the carnage they've caused the attackers trying to assault this second wall. That's the power of... That's why you should always, whatever the cavalry max is as a defender, you should always bring that max, because cavalry can just generate so much value. A lot of people make the mistake of doing an initial cav sally and getting all of their cavalry killed out on the sally trying to take out artillery or generals or whatever. But cavalry can still generate a lot of value inside the walls. So you should try to keep your cavalry alive as long as possible. Don't just throw them away on that cav sally at the beginning of the battle. Let's get some more speed coming in here. Cavalry wrapping around the English flank, getting a charge in the longbowmen, bumping off, running around. Look at this. Oh man, look at that. The Hungarian cavalry chasing, charge to the Sherwood archers. Oh, but I miss them just barely. And now the Hungarian cavalry is chasing my general. Oh, geez, come on, get out of there. Oh, look at how, oh, they got one. Look at how much they're just chasing each other around there. Kills one of the chivalric knights, gets two of them before he gets out of there. Down to one horseman. And he realizes now that it is up to him to be the next hero of Venice. As the last horseman alive on the Venetian roster, it is up to him to ensure the Venetian defense survives. And so, as the last hero of Venice, he is going to charge the English ranks, drops his lance down, commands his stallion to charge right into the English longbowmen, and totally suicides himself. And so now 3 heroes of Venice have risen and fallen in this single battle. What a battle so far. 3 heroes risen and fallen on the Venetian army. Will a 4th hero arise to turn the day around for the Venetian army and snatch victory from the almost certain jaws of defeat? Well, more than likely that's probably not going to happen, but if it did, it would be really cool. So now we're starting to get into the later phase of this battle, and Lavernicus doing exactly what he should be doing, running his crossbowmen up, getting good shots off on my infantry. But check this out. Got my muskets firing down off of that little wall wedge there. And they are... oh, mortar shots coming in. Sniping the crossbowmen, but they're just not quite routing. And you can see the havoc my mortars have caused on those siege towers. He manages to rout my muskets. They were exhausted. There's not much left for them to do. They're down in numbers. But every Venetian soldier selling his life valiantly. Early assault by the Hungarians in England, coming in through the second wall. Cavalry gets a beautiful charge in against my Pavis crossbowmen. I did not see that coming, and I'm just now reacting to this assault coming in. Venetian heavy infantry getting off the walls, coming back, attacking the cavalry, freeing up the Pavis crossbowmen to fire. Pavis crossbowmen raining fire down from the walls, and now we're intercepting the English army. Other feudal knights coming in, attacking. Nothing coming in over on this side yet, so I can focus all my micro over on this gap. Man, that was fast talking. But check it out over here, another scene of action. Hungarian battlefield assassins getting over the walls with a ladder, and they are going to come down and try to assault the mortar battery back here in the town center. Pavis crossbowmen continuing to provide overwatch fire. Venetian heavy infantry coming in. Mortars getting beautiful shots there, routing clusters of these Hungarian units. And the gaps are holding for Venice. Hungarian units routing all over the battlefield from the mortar fire. Venetian heavy infantry coming in to clean up. Pavis crossbowmen shooting down into the Spanish army there. Siege towers blocking a lot of that fire. Beautiful play going on here outside of the walls. But look at this. A back attack of Hungarian assassins coming in, assaulting the mortar battery. I'm having to throw Venetian heavy infantry back to repel them, and he's chasing with a vengeance after the muskets. After the mortar battery, after the muskets. And look at all of these. He's got more coming here. Look at all of these Hungarian soldiers coming in, assaulting the back wall. I managed to rout the first unit of them there. Venetian heavy infantry doing an excellent job taking down these battlefield assassins, but they're still cutting through my muskets because I'm not able to run them away fast enough. Another wave of Hungarian soldiers coming in. Coming in at both gaps there. Spain still not moved in on his side. Giving me a little bit of reprieve on that flank, but he catches this Pavis crossbowman unit, and they are going to break. My micro is so stressed right now on so many different flanks, and you can see the balance of power is pretty atrocious for us as it's been the entire battle. Pavis crossbowmen trying their best to provide good overwatch fire. I still have a few infantry units hanging back there. The gap's still holding against the Hungarian troops coming in. And we still have to clean up the last of these battlefield assassins. Beautiful play by Hungary. Getting those assassins over the back wall and attacking my mortar batteries. Now I was able to save the mortar crews, but he still shut down my mortars so they weren't able to be shooting this whole time. Now Spain moving in, bringing a siege tower in as a giant shield from my Pavis crossbowman to keep his men safe from crossbow fire. Beautiful tactic by Lavernicus, again just proving he is one of the best out there, period. And another assault coming out on this flank. They are hitting me wave after wave after wave, wearing my men down. And now I'm sending in all the reserves that I have. The back wall here clear for the moment. And all the Venetians are into the fight. Managing to clear out again the Hungarian lines. And the English army standing back a little bit now. They've been repelled multiple times. And we are going to take a quick pause here. And coming back there, I had a little Steam notification coming in there, so wanted to get that answered so I could focus all of my attention on this incredible siege battle with you guys. So here we have another fight going on the Spanish side, and Lav getting some beautiful crossbow fire coming in, perfect angle through that gap, and he's got sword and bucklermen fighting against my feudal knights over there on that gap. So far, this side of the wall still remains free. Caraccio standard broken down, piles and piles of dead bodies all around. Back of the fortress still secure. Mortar crews back onto the mortars. I only have enough men in each unit to crew one mortar, though. And we are going to begin opening up fire once again onto the Spanish side with one mortar and one going to be turning to the English flank here. So you can see the battle is kind of taking a little bit of a lull where the defenders, the attackers actually, where the attackers are not certain how to push in, and I myself am slowly but surely running out of troops. Lavernicus again. Oh man, look at that crossbow fire just withering down. Look at how many men that one volley killed. And these guys have the armor upgrades too. That's the power of Pavis crossbowmen. Getting another unit here to fire through the gates. These attackers are not in any way making it easy on me. Mortars starting to rout a couple of the crossbowmen. But it is still a fight to the death on the inside of these walls. Let's see how these crossbowmen are doing. And they're basically shooting that siege tower. Oh no, they're not. They're shooting past the gap here, hitting these Spanish units. Look at that. Beautiful crossplay by myself. I'm playing better than I remember myself playing. But here, a bad move by me. I did not manage to rout those crossbowmen, and that is going to cost me almost that entire unit of feudal knights. Not a good play there. I got sandwiched between. Beautiful teamwork by Spain and England here. And a rally going off to rally the Spanish troops. The back of my castle, again, having troops coming over. I sent a small tattered unit of Venetian heavy infantry back over to guard the wall, but they did not do a very good job. And so now we have Sherwood archers and Hungarian artillery crews passing over the back of the wall. And again, my back line is not secure. That has been the hardest thing with this battle, trying to keep the back line of my army secure so I can focus my micro efforts on the front line. So now I'm sending that heavy infantry unit up here. I'm going to try to fight these guys on the walls. I can't continue to allow my men to get killed from the back and continue to get assaulted from the rear. Here's another big English push coming in, and this time I don't have the men to hold them back. They start to get a good flank on me there, but look at this Pavis crossbowman getting back here. They need to start firing. There we go. Look at that beautiful fire angle onto the English troops. And this last Venetian heavy infantry up here is actually getting hurt pretty bad by these Sherwood archers and English retinue longbowmen coming in. I'm going to again lose the back of my fortress. I should have sent an entire unit, of a healthy unit, up here to garrison those ladders, but I just didn't feel like I had enough at the front wall to justify doing that. More Hungarian troops routing from assaulting this corner here. And man, what a battle this is turning out to be. More English troops coming in. And I'm going to wait for them to all sandwich there. And then I should be taking this unit around. Beautiful play. Hitting them right in the back there. And mortars should be opening up.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And I had the Caracho standard crew that I was going to send over here, but I managed to rout the English Sherwood archers. Here come the retinue longbowmen, Caracho's Venetian heavy infantry, and Caracho standard coming in to fight them. And again, I hold the wall, hold the gap on that side. Somehow I managed once again to repel the attackers with just a handful of Venetian heavy infantry, more than likely the result of good crossbow fire and mortar fire coming in, supporting my men. Now here another bad play, lapse in micro, my knights pursued those units, and now they're just getting cut down in droves outside of the wall here. Man, it is so bad. Every man that is lost is just a huge hill that I have to overcome. And now another beautiful play, flanking around those knights there. I just don't have the men to hold all the gaps. There are too many attackers. What can we do against such reckless hate? There are just too many attackers coming through. Even though my Pavis crossbowmen are providing great overwatch fire, they can only kill so many men. And so now I've given up the second wall and I've retreated back to the town center. For the last stand of the Venetian army, will I be able to turn this around in the last few moments? Last unit of Venetian heavy infantry coming in to intercept the Spanish knights. They're pursuing me up through the wall. And here I have Pavis crossbowmen fighting English armor swordsmen. That is not a good trade. Not a good trade at all. So here are my Pavis crossbowmen. Now they have a good angle here to fire down. They managed to snipe that feudal knight there. That was pretty cool. And there they go. They rout that feudal knight, getting a beautiful shot at him as they get onto the wall to attack them.
The enemy is no longer in command of the castle.
And they're going to do their absolute best to provide some overwatch fire for my Venetian heavy infantry down here in the center. And as you can see, there are almost no attackers left. There's a few tattered units. But this battle is coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Last unit of Pavis crossbowmen retreating back here to the center. Pavis crossbowmen on the top, sniping down all of these armored swordsmen, giving my Venetian heavy infantry that support that they need, that aerial bombardment that is enabling them to fight this armored swordsman. Tattered feudal knights coming in here, just trying to hold back the enemy. I'm trying to get my Pavis crossbowmen to fire, but look at this. A Spanish chivalric knight gets in, and they're going to cut down this unit of crossbowmen. and I'm not going to be able to provide my aerial bombardment onto the enemy units in the square. And so the Venetian army down to but a few men. Let's watch this guy as the battle ends. Kills one of them. Let's see how he falls. A duel with this armored swordsman. Takes a stab, blocks with his shield. Come on, man, fight back. Swing that warhammer. You've got it for a reason. There we go. Gets a good hit on him. Another good hit. He takes down a second armored swordsman. And here we have the fourth and final hero of Venice, a third armored swordsman. Wait, he didn't quite kill him there. Is he gonna get a third? There it is, a third armored swordsman. How about a fourth? Come on, hero of Venice. A fourth. He kills a fourth armored swordsman. Now he's going after the chivalric knights. Come on, man, get 5. Kill 5 of them. You are the hero of Venice. And there's the English general right there. Come on, man, take him down. Parries with his shield. Takes a hit. Come on, man. Shield bump. Come on. You are the hero of Venice. You may not be the hero they want, but you're the hero that they need. Surrounded, being attacked from all sides. Look at all the hits he's taken. This is amazing. Oh no. Oh no. And the last hero of Venice with a sword through the heart.
Today's defeat is nothing.
And there we have an incredibly valiant defeat, but nonetheless, the attackers take the castle and the Venetian army is destroyed. You can see there just how few attackers were left. And we did manage to kill almost 1,300 of them. You can see there the results screen. Let's see how the units performed. Casualties inflicted: 84 from one of the crossbow militia, 89 from the musketeers, and look, about 80 or 90 each from those Venetian heavy infantry. Venetian heavy infantry doing an amazing job as always. And so, 4 heroes of Venice arose and fell in one day on the field of battle. But nonetheless, we were defeated. So let it not be said that the Tower Project does only upload wins. I would like to note that the second battle replay that was uploaded was me losing. A valiant defeat, but a loss nonetheless. Thank you guys again for joining me, taking that journey with me through that amazing siege battle. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys liking the video, subscribing, commenting, and please continue to stay tuned as we put out more and more of this amazing Total War content. Now tomorrow on Sunday, we'll be putting out our first campaign video. I'll be taking that Egypt's Last Stand battle that I did and turning that into a campaign. So our first campaign video will be coming out tomorrow on Sunday. So stay tuned and keep up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Tower Project.